Yeah, fourth defeat of the Premier League season and back-to-back away defeats as well. I mean, take us back 2 weeks to the game at the Etihad against Liverpool and a convincing 3-0 victory. I think we were all talking Man City up again as potential title challengers. Do we then revert as soon as they lose a game and say that's not going to happen? They could be 7 points behind us.
It's going to chop and change all season. I think with Man City, though, if you look at the goal scorers, Haaland's scoring all the goals. There's not a player scored more than one in a game, and that would be a concern because they're too reliant on Haaland. And defensively, I think organisation, if you go through the games, Wolves, everyone thought Man City was back to the best. Then they lose against Spurs and Brighton. Good win against United. Arsenal could have went either way. Burnley, Brentford, Everton, games you're supposed to win. You go away to Villa and you lose a game. Bournemouth, and then Liverpool was like, OK, Man City are back. When he asked me before the show started, are Man City back? They are in spells, not for the full 90 minutes. They're playing different football. They've not got the energy. They're not pressing the same, but they were still getting over the line. And that big game against Liverpool, you think, OK, that's the turning point. And then today, they had chances. Haaland misses chances. Who else is going to step up? Foden's been in good form. Doku's been playing really well as well. But when you need him to step up in the big moments, today was a big moment to put pressure on Arsenal. They just couldn't do it. Now, it gives Arsenal all the confidence going into the North London derbies tomorrow. And
that's a major setback, isn't it, Jamie, as well, when we factor in that Liverpool and Arsenal had both already won at St James's Park?
Yeah, look, we can forget Liverpool. Liverpool have had a few mentions tonight. Forget Liverpool. They cannot win the Premier League this year. They're too far gone. Confidence is too low. That would be a miracle if they did it. So I think there's probably 3 runners, but one outstanding one. Arsenal are by far the best team. They've got the best squad, best organised. I think and they've been the best over the last 4 or 5 years. What Manchester City have done previously, where they go on 12, 13, 14 game winning runs, is this team capable of doing it? I don't think so. They're probably ahead of where I thought they would be this year because of the changes they've had. Obviously, people like Kevin De Bruyne are leaving the club, so they're in a really strong position. But I think this year, if Arsenal don't win it from here, that team won't win it. They won't. It's as simple as that. They're in such a strong position. Defensive, they're really good. But for Man City, it's just a case of what else can they win? Because they've still got so many things to play for. They're a really exciting side. Well, the Carabao Cup, anything.
You raised the question of can they put a run together? Just look at the league games here, Jamie. And does that actually give Man City hope that they could actually, even from this point, and Pep Guardiola actually said this week, the season starts now. So not the best start, losing at Newcastle United. But when you see the rest of those games, is there a chance of putting some victories on the bounce together?
Yes, because they've got really good players. But we just said there, they've lost the last 2 away games at Aston Villa. They've not been in the best of form, and you got a Newcastle, and you're thinking, well, when they were in the team that we all admired when they were winning titles after title, they would go there and win, find a way. But right now, I just don't see that's possible. Are they still playing well? Yes, they can play the game like they did against Liverpool, and they dispatched them. But I just don't see this Manchester City side as strong as the previous ones just yet. But they will build, and they will definitely get back to that.
That's an interesting period, though, isn't it, Micah?
Yeah.
Through to New Year's Day.
It's really, I'm looking at Real Madrid away, it's difficult. But if you look at the teams in the league, Leeds, Fulham, Sunderland, Palace are a good team now, aren't they? But you can put a run together there. I mean, if we watch the game, the eye test, we call it, Man City had so many chances today, but so did Newcastle. So I think Man City will always... I worry...
Defensively?
I worry in the fact that when they all go... So today, Reinders didn't play. And you've been talking about Newcastle's midfield all today, especially Bruno.
Or Rodri.
Or Rodri, or that thing. I think because they played so well against Liverpool at home, on the ball, like going away to St James's with Shirky in there, if he doesn't bring what it brought against Liverpool, whether it's getting on the ball and playing these balls early doors, and you don't capitalise on that, then you sort of, I don't want to say play with a man less, but he's not a defensive player, so it's easy to then dominate.
What are you saying about Shirky?
I just think with Shirky, he needs to be as far forward as possible. So on the ball, brilliant. He can create anything. But when you go to somewhere like St James's and they've got a midfield three in there, who James talked about all day, that are just a bit more robust, you're sort of losing that energy in midfield, and that's the only thing. So I think that in between, couple of different sort of formations. So They want to go really high, do Man City, but then as soon as someone plays around, they've not got the energy and the pressing that they used to have, but they've got ball players, they've got players who can keep the ball. But if once you break that midfield line, it's then on to the defenders, which then you've got midfielders playing wing-backs or full-backs, then it all becomes... Then Nico O'Reilly comes inside, then you're losing a little bit of protection.
But you sort of talk about the fact that no one else has scored more than one goal as being a negative, and yes, they have this huge reliance on Haaland, but isn't the whole team built around creating chances for this extraordinary finishing machine that he is?
But what happens if Haaland picks up an injury? What if Haaland is not in this incredible goal-scoring form? That's why we need the likes of Phil Foden, and he has stepped up, to be fair, Doku to step up. But it's not just about playing well, it's about moments. This game was just about moments. Man City, I don't think Newcastle were that much better than... I think they created better chances. Newcastle took their chances, and Man City didn't today.
I mean, that's worrying. That stat there that you can see on the corner of your screen there. You know, you look at the goal scorers, Haaland is just, you know, blowing everyone else away. But I suppose that is what you normally expect from him. But you need other players, as Micah says, to chip in to make sure they take the pressure off. Because if a team do a great job, like Thiaw did a really good job on Haaland. Yes, he had an incredible chance with his left foot, where Nick Pope just managed to get in the way. But that's going to be the difference. But I just felt second half, when you really needed something to, just someone to get that spark, creative spark, it just didn't happen. That's why I felt Newcastle just about deserved that.